So the Nikon ZR and Canon C50 are the newest entry into this cinema-focused hybrid body line of cameras started by the FX3. On paper, they're both beastly cameras. Both have their quirks though. The ZR has a less than average H.265 codec, and the C50 has no stability. There's a bunch of creators pushing back against the poor non-RAW files in the ZR, offering workarounds, but if such workarounds are required, then it kind of indicates there's a valid issue with the quality. And then with the C50, many hardcore videographers actually don't want stabilization, so for them, it's a perfect camera. As long as you're okay being locked to Canon lenses. But I've noticed and want to address with these cameras, newer Lumix cameras, previous Nikon cameras, and the upcoming Canon R6 III, it's become clear that internal RAW video is becoming a norm in hybrid cameras. And with that, people are experiencing shock and surprise at the size of RAW video. A lot of these people are Sony shooters, by the way. It makes sense, though, since they're the only brand not offering internal RAW at a reasonable price. But they're also now saying RAW isn't needed and the files are just too big. And I actually kind of agree. For most, I'd say RAW really isn't needed, from both a professional standpoint and an economical one. When you're looking at the ZR or the C50, you see the awesome specs, but you don't see the cost of storage off the rip. The CF Express cards, the extra hard drives, maybe even a whole new NAS solution, and that gets costly. And then there's the additional time you have to invest into learning RAW, although learning RAW is really beneficial in the long run. But looking at the massive data rates of RAW in these new cameras should make the wallets of anyone who's not already invested in a RAW workflow nervous. Looking at the new trend of internal RAW in these cameras, it's got me really appreciating high quality H.265 codecs. More specifically, it's got me appreciating the fact that my Lumix can record 6K OpenGate video onto V30 cards. And that's because it's 420 10-bit long GOP video at a mere 200 megabits. Despite it being multiple times less the data rate of RAW video, it looks great and is very flexible and more than meets my needs, and likely would meet your needs as well. And I repeat, it can be recorded onto V30 SD cards. So I'm giving a shout out to good looking compressed video codecs, because I'm not in need or truthfully ready for RAW video, and you might not be either. And that's my thoughts on these new cameras that are totally awesome, but are not needed for a lot of us. So thanks for listening, and maybe subscribe too if you enjoyed this, or not. That's totally cool. We all have to earn our subscribers. Hopefully, maybe I can get you next time you tune in. So sayonara to ya. Thank you. Have a good one.